Bro, do you like to travel? Do you want to go and see the world? Do you want to see different tourist attractions? Well, guess what? We're about to watch a video titled When Tourist Excursions Go Wrong. This might be you. This might be me because I like to travel too. Let's go. Good Dark Knight gang, I'm Neptune. Hey bro, today I'm about to react to a video titled When Tourist Excursions Go Wrong. Yeah, this should be a great video, fire video. We're gonna see tourists going on little excursions, and who knows what's gonna happen. Oh, let's go see the elephants. And the elephant having a bad day and they just stomp on him and kill him. Bro, this is about to be a fire video. I'm ready to hop on into it. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a great day. Y'all know y'all my boys. Yeah, let's go.
8. Igal Seisman. During their honeymoon cruise in July of 2018, Israeli couple Igal Seisman and Shir Frankel opted for an excursion to the Honduran island of Roatan, which also included a zipline tour. The newlyweds, both in their 20s, were passengers on the Allure of the Seas ship, operated by Royal Caribbean Cruises. On the third and longest line of the course, Frankel went first in the seated position. Unbeknownst to those still on the platform, she'd come to a halt and started going backwards. Seisman was up next on the same line. The guide sent him down in the plank position in opposition to what the safety briefing had recommended. With Frankel out of view, Seisman crashed headfirst into her at high speed, sustaining fatal injuries. Frankel was taken for surgery to Israel with multiple transverse fractures, broken ribs, and a bruised spleen. She subsequently sued Royal Caribbean for $1 million, claiming she and her husband had been misled to believe the zipline tour had been organized by the cruise company when it was actually run by an independent contractor.
Dang, just think about that. I've been ziplining before. It's a lot of fun, especially if you go into a beautiful place and do it. I did it in Dominican Republic. It was beautiful, a lot of fun. Anyway, just think about that, bro. You on vacation with your wife. She goes ziplining first. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. And then it's your turn. And you go in a plank position, right? So you're like, whoa, that's a lot of fun. And you see your wife because her zipline stuck. And you just run into her head first. Bah! You end up dying. She gets hurt, break her ribs. She won $1 million from that lawsuit, though. So that's good for her. But nah, actually, she lost her husband. Is $1 million worth it? I don't know. A lot of people out in the world would be like, hell yeah, it's worth it. They gotta take $1 million off a marriage any day.
Number 7. Tom and Eileen Lonergan. On January the 25th of 1998, an American couple became lost at sea off the coast of Australia after they were unintentionally abandoned during a scuba diving excursion. The last time Tom and Eileen Lonergan were ever seen was by other divers in their group, underwater, exploring the Great Barrier Reef. The passengers and crew on the MV Outer Edge didn't notice that the couple was missing. Their disappearance became evident 2 days later, after a bag of their personal belongings was found aboard the vessel. A massive search ensued, but yielded no results. In the following months, pieces of their equipment were found washed ashore, about 75 miles from where they were lost. These included a fin, compressed air tanks, and life vests marked with their names, as well as a diver's slate dated January 26. It read, "We have been abandoned on Agincourt Reef by MV Outer Edge, 25th January 1998, 3 p.m. Please help to rescue us before we die." Excerpts from Tom's journal later leaked to the press detailed that he was looking for a quick and peaceful death. Eileen had expressed concerns about him in her own journal, but was determined to stand by his side until the end. A theory emerged that the Lonergans had staged their disappearance or committed suicide together, but it was promptly shut down by their families, a coroner, and the police, who noted the fragments had been taken out of context. Even though they'd been abandoned in shark-infested waters, experts speculated they weren't attacked. They likely experienced delirium from dehydration, voluntarily removed their equipment, and then drowned. The vessel's captain was charged with their unlawful killing, but was later found not guilty. The company he ran, Outer Edge Dive, admitted negligence, and was fined out of business.
Understandable. Yeah. I don't think the captain should be fined for their death, but I mean, I don't think the captain should be responsible for their death. Definitely the business, because they left their customers to die. But that's insane, bro. I gotta go scuba diving. I've never been scuba diving, and that's something I gotta do for sure in my lifetime, like for sure. But just think about that. You going scuba diving, next thing you know, you looking up, everybody's gone, and it's just you and your wife. You're like, where the fuck is everybody, man? We just wanted to get closer to the reef and see these beautiful fish. And now we left behind? Yo. I don't care. I'm still gonna go scuba diving.
Number 6, Mayku Corosio Acuña. In February of 2017, a Chilean tourist got lost in the Bolivian Amazon for more than a week and a half, where he survived by following a troop of monkeys. 25-year-old Mayku Corosio Acuña was camping with Max Adventures near the Tuiqui River in Madidi National Park. The area was only accessible by boat and miles away from the nearest town. In the evening, he returned to camp from a guided excursion, while the other travelers took part in a ceremony to thank Pachamama, or Mother Earth, for allowing them to visit the rainforest. Acuña remained in his cabin. At one point in the evening, he disappeared without a trace. It's unclear why he'd chosen to wander off in the rainforest, as Acuña only remembered that he'd impulsively started running, throwing away his cell phone, flashlight, and sandals.
Why?
He then tried to get back, but lost his way. His Bolivian guide believed that by not taking part in the gratitude ceremony, he'd angered Pachamama, who'd sent the vengeful spirit Duende to take him to another dimension. In spite of extensive search efforts, the only clue was found 6 days later in the form of a muddied sock, which Acuña's mother confirmed had belonged to him. It was used by shamans who performed rituals, trying to locate him in the spirit world. Meanwhile, Acuña survived in the rainforest with the aid of a monkey troop, which he said had led him to fresh water and shelter every day. He reportedly ate the fruit that they dropped from the trees. 9 days from his disappearance, park rangers heard Acuña screaming on the riverbank, less than a mile from the camp. He was weak, dehydrated, and had nearly been eaten alive by insects. He recovered and credited God with his rescue, not shamans or the spirits endemic to the local culture, in which he didn't believe.
Oh, that's pretty dope though, bro. I mean, it's insane that the homie went off running by himself and left his shoes, his socks, and his cell phone. I don't know why he would do that. But the monkeys led him to safety. They gave him food and shelter and fresh water every day. Bro, Mother Earth was looking after that, nigga. That's crazy.
In July of 2019, a British tourist helplessly watched as 2 of his friends plummeted to their deaths in Alicante, Spain. Daniel Mee, Jaden Dolman, and Lewis Higgins had been partying for a few days following their arrival in the Mediterranean port, a coveted destination for many British holidaymakers. On the 3rd day of their visit, the trio was walking on a beach promenade in Orihuela, Costa. They'd reportedly been drinking all day and were supposed to meet with some people they'd chatted to on the flight from the UK. Higgins was carrying the group's possessions in his backpack because his companions had suffered sunburns to their backs. Mee and Dolman, both in their 20s, were dangerously posing near the edge of a cliff while Higgins was taking pictures. An off-duty civil guard officer had reportedly warned them to take care. Mee and Dolman were embracing as they lost their balance and went over the railing, falling 30 feet. The same officer who'd previously warned them was on the beach and watched them tumble over the edge. Mee suffered critical head injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene, while Dolman was flown to a nearby hospital where he too passed away the following day. After witnessing the accident, Higgins was so shocked and distraught that he reportedly had to be immobilized. It would later be determined that alcohol, cocaine, and hashish had been factors in the incident.
They got lit. They got drunk. So they decided, hey, let's take this picture at this edge, bro. Come here, bro. And they 30 feet to their death. The homie that was taking the picture, I wonder if he's traumatized from that experience like the rest of his life. I wonder if he hates taking pictures nowadays. I wonder if that haunts him in his dreams. If he sees that. Like, hey man, I'm gonna take this picture. And then he just sees his 2 best friends tumble to their death. Like, I wonder how traumatized he is. That's crazy. I want to ask him.
Number 4, Koshila Stein. In 2019, New Zealand woman Kashila Stein was lost at sea for 2 days off the coast of Greece. 45-year-old Stein was helping a British man, named only as Mike, take a yacht from Turkey to Athens. She then decided to stretch her legs and sailed a dinghy to the island of Folegandros. She spent the day
Greece is so beautiful. Y'all know I was in Greece before for like a whole week. It's so beautiful, man.
Shopping on the island and then called Mike to tell him she was on her way back. However, on Stein's return to the yacht, one of her oars fell over and strong winds pushed her inflatable boat out to sea. Mike called the authorities the following morning, and the search for the woman was launched by the Coast Guard. It involved multiple vessels, a helicopter, and an underwater drone. As an experienced sailor trained in sea survival, Stein took measures to optimize her chances of being found alive.
Okay.
She survived without any drinking water by rationing a handful of hard candies. Stein wrapped herself in plastic bags to keep warm at night. She used mirrors and wore a red bag on her head to make herself visible to passing boats or planes. However, in case rescuers would fail to locate her in time, she wrote her mother's name and phone number on the side of the boat. Fortunately, after a 40-hour ordeal, the Coast Guard found her halfway between Folegandros and Crete, Greece's largest island. She was treated for exposure and dehydration. After her rescue, she reportedly called her mother and told her that she still had one piece of candy left.
She a beast. That's a beast right there. She in panic. She said, I'm gonna get found. Let me ration out my candy. Let me do this. Let me put a red cap on, use mirrors so people can see me. That woman was smart.
Number 3. Ashley Judd.
Most of y'all would have been like, I'ma die!
While tracking bonobos in an
Ashley Judd, the actress?
excursion through the Congolese rainforest, actress Ashley Judd suffered devastating leg injuries that would require her to be transported across the border into South Africa. Judd was experiencing trouble with her headlamp when she tripped over a fallen tree. Her leg was shattered in 4 places, and she also suffered nerve damage. The pain caused Judd to go into shock and pass out. It took several hours for the 52-year-old actress to be transported out of the rainforest by porters, carrying her on a hammock. While still in excruciating pain, she was then transported to different locations via motorcycle for another 6 hours. Hospitals in the Democratic Republic of the Congo were ill-equipped to deal with the extent of her injuries. Judd thus had to be driven for 55 hours to a hospital in South Africa, where she was admitted to a trauma unit. Talking to a journalist on Instagram Live, she expressed gratitude, while also commenting on the privilege of being able to rapidly receive help, as opposed to a Congolese person who might not have had such swift access to medical treatment. Number 2. Hiker killed in Mount Stromboli eruption. In early July of 2019, Mount Stromboli, on the eponymous island off the coast of Sicily, experienced 2 explosive events. The twin eruptions, which took place at 2:46 p.m., were described as among the strongest to have ever occurred on the island. As the ash plume rose high into the sky, lava spewed from all active mouths of the volcano. A local priest described it was like being in hell, as native villagers and visiting tourists were forced to flee from a rain of fire. Amid the terror of the blast, dozens of tourists threw themselves in the sea to escape the volcanic flow. Luckily, they were promptly evacuated. A 35-year-old man whose identity wasn't released was near the summit when the eruption occurred. The hiker, originally from Sicily, was fatally struck by falling debris. His Brazilian companion was rescued in a state of dehydration and shock. 6 other people sustained minor injuries in the disaster's wake.
Damn. Hey, if I die, I would want to die like an epic death like that. You know what I'm saying? A volcano erupted and killed me. That's a pretty cool ass death. Granted, I would want to be like 150 years old. Y'all know I'm gonna live for a long time, bro. I'm gonna live till I'm like 150. Watch. But yeah, I would want to live. I want to die in an epic death. I want it to be quick too, though. I don't want to like suffer. Hopefully he didn't suffer, but I want an epic ass death when I'm 150.
Number 1. Sam Beatty. In December of 2016, during a gap year, New York man Sam Beatty and his girlfriend, Michelle Segala, went on holiday to Australia. 8 weeks into their trip, which saw them travel around the country in a van, the couple was on an excursion to Mount Warning in New South Wales. They camped out at the top. Shortly before 4 a.m., lightning struck their tent and then jumped to Beatty's feet, killing him instantly. Segala, who suffered head and neck injuries,
like that.
spent several hours crying next to his lifeless body while waiting for help. 2 teenage hikers heard her. One went to find rescuers while the other stayed with her and performed CPR on Beatty, but to no avail. Sagala was taken to hospital in a state of shock, where doctors would later tell her she was lucky to have survived.
Yeah. All right, great video. That last one, bro, that's what I'm saying. When I'm 150, I'm trying to get like struck by lightning or something insane as well. But that woman survived that. That's pretty dope. She's lucky, man. She probably going around tell people like, yeah, I lost my boyfriend to, you know, lightning struck him and killed him. But me, I just got it like that. That's let me not make a joke about it. I don't know. But nah, that's pretty cool though. She survived a lightning strike. Just think about that story. That's so fire. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this video down in the comments. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Everybody have a great day. Yeah. Peace.